My name is Victoria Armstrong and I am the owner of Side by Side Consulting Services, and welcome to my studio. I'm here today to share with you some of what I think are the best drawing materials for toddlers and preschoolers as well too. So if you are an educator in the classroom and you work with toddlers or preschoolers, or you're a parent at home or you're homeschooling, these are some great ideas that you can use with your own children. So I'm going to share some of my favorite drawing materials, as well as paper, some ideas for storage as well too, and how you might want to set some of these materials up. And I will put links to some of my favorite materials in the comments below, so if you're interested in picking any of them up, you know where I got some of them from. So I'll start with some of the drawing materials. So for pencil crayons and crayons in and of themselves, I found a brand called Micador, and again, I'll put this in the link below. But I love these pencil crayons, and they come in a crayon as well too. And I think one of my favorite reasons for them is, one, they're really good weight in your hand. They're a good thickness for children to hold onto, and the colors are just beautiful. The colors are really vibrant, especially the crayons as well too. And I found that with some other brands of crayons, like Crayola and such, they can be a little, because they're so waxy, they don't draw nice smooth lines, and the color just isn't quite as vibrant and not as satisfying for children. So I really love these crayons. These ones in particular too aren't quite as waxy, so they draw really stronger, bolder lines. So I'll kind of show it here for you. You can see that. So the color's just a lot more vibrant, and the lines are a lot stronger. So these are my go-to and my favorite crayons and pencil crayons. The same thing with the pencil crayons, they're really bright color. For markers, these have been my favorite markers that I've found so far as a drawing tool. And they are an Italian brand called Carioca, and again, I'll put the link down below in the comments. But the pack, you can get them in a variety of sizes of packs, but the one that I bought just comes in so many different shades, as you can see. And again, I love that just because it gives children so many different options instead of just kind of one red, one blue, one green, one yellow. There's lots of different shades, so when children are maybe doing drawings of things they see outside, and you know, trees are different shades of green, and the sky is different colors of blue, etc. They have lots of different variety for shades. So I really love these markers for toddlers and preschoolers. Another material that I actually really like too, and even for children as young as 2 years old, so toddler age, you can definitely show them how to use these kind of markers. These are liquid chalk markers, and so they work like if you've ever been to a cafe and you've seen it written on black chalkboard. These are chalk markers, and again, I love them because the color is just so vibrant, and so all of these materials are really great for children really exploring color and line and just playing with the vibrancy and the richness of what color can offer. And so these are Casa liquid chalk markers, and they work just beautifully on black paper. They work nice on white paper as well too, but they're just a different drawing tool other than the regular markers, and give a different pigment on the paper. So I really love these chalk markers as well too. And then just something also as simple as a pencil. Always have pencils around for toddlers and preschoolers so that they can be doing sketchings and drawings and making lines and marks all the time. So I always have pencils on hand as well too. And of course with that, a pencil sharpener. Now, first, I'll talk about paper first, and then I'll get to some storage ideas. Oh, I forgot about these two. I love pastels as well too. And these are an oil pastel, and these ones are a water-soluble oil pastel. And so what I love about these ones, in particular the Portfolio series, is they work similar to watercolor. So if you've ever worked with watercolor paint before, they're really beautiful because you can either use them as a pastel, and they're really creamy and they just write beautifully and really smooth on the paper, but then you can also dip them in a little bit of water, or you can use a paintbrush with a little bit of water, and after you've drawn, you can use it similar to how watercolor paint works. So it's a really great material for children not only to draw with, but also to explore how water changes when they draw with it, or when they add water to it, and kind of changes the color and the texture and the movement on the paper. So I really love these pastels for young children as well too. again, the colors are really vibrant and really rich, so they're really satisfying to use on the paper. Now, some of my favorite paper that I always have offered is, sounds simple, but I always have white paper. And I remember when I was in the classroom, oftentimes it's actually interesting that sometimes you don't have a lot of white paper in the classroom. Oftentimes you can have, I would notice lots of construction paper, different colors of construction paper in the classroom, but white paper always seems to be a hot commodity. So always have white paper available for children. One, because if they're going to be playing with color, they want something to be able to see the color with. And something like construction paper just isn't as satisfying. It holds the color in the paper, doesn't draw as smoothly, and you just can't see the colors as rich. So I always have white paper. This is a cardstock, so it's a little bit heavier than just a regular plain sheet of white copy paper, but I have that available as well too. So something that's a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier, that would hold, say, the pastel, or something just light, like a copy paper for a crayon or a pastel. Now with that, I also I love to offer a variety of colors of copy paper as well too. So I have the white, and then I have other colors of copy paper. I typically stay away from construction paper, to be honest, when it comes to drawing materials. Again, just because the texture of the material doesn't hold drawing materials very well, and you don't see the colors very vibrantly on the construction paper, so I don't typically use it. The copy paper is similar to how white paper is. It's just comes in a variety of colors, so I like to offer this to play with color, but again, the colors are going to show up a little bit better on this paper versus construction paper. And then black paper. I like to offer black paper all the time. And again, I'll share a link for a really large, huge roll of black paper that you can get on Amazon, and I'll just either put it on the wall that children can draw on, or I'll cut it up into smaller pieces of paper so they have smaller pieces to draw with as well too. This is really great to use the chalk markers on in particular, because the colors are really vibrant on it. And I might just roll it up and have it on my card here. What else here? I also have some, I'll get some watercolor paper, some thick watercolor paper, and I'll keep it as, say, big pieces like this, or to kind of conserve it and to have more of it, I'll just cut it up into smaller pieces like this as well too, and have this available. And I use this more for, say, the oil pastels, if they're going to add water, etc., so that it's a bit of a heavier paper that will hold the water and hold the color a little bit stronger on this, because it's a bit of a thicker paper. I also like to have cue cards available, or index cards. They're really great, not only for drawing, but also for writing as well too, when children want to write letters and put them in envelopes and just have little secrets and such. I find that these are really great because they fit really well in envelopes. Speaking of envelopes, I also, with drawing materials, there's something that my little guy has drawn on here. I have a 2.5-year-old. So I love to have envelopes available. Children love, at that age, especially the toddler age, to envelop things. If you haven't heard of play schemas before, I encourage you to check out my website, www.sbsconsulting.ca, and you can read a little bit more about what play schemas are. But children at that age love to envelop things and hide things, and put things in little spots, which I'm sure if you have children or you work with children, you've probably seen it all the time. So I always have a variety of different types of envelopes. These are just some brown kind of plain envelopes, and then I have a variety of colored envelopes as well too. So those are just really great. Sometimes I store the index cards in a little box like this on a shelf. And then a couple other ways that I offer paper is clipboards. I think clipboards are really great, and I just have a pencil here attached to a piece of yarn onto the clipboard. It's great because the drawings can go with the children anywhere. So they can take this and draw anywhere, whether that's outside or in the living room or in the dining room or the kitchen or wherever. It's just a really nice portable way to be able to make drawing available to children all the time. So I love having a clipboard anywhere because it can travel anywhere. And then with that, I also love having a sketchbook. So this is just a plain, you can see my little guy has done lots of drawings in it already, but it's just a plain black sketchbook. You can have any kind of notebook that you want, really. I like this one again because the paper is plain, it's white, versus lined paper because it just doesn't get in the way of their drawings. This paper is a little bit heavier than just kind of regular copy paper, so it's going to hold some of the stronger like markers and pastels a little bit better. So that is that paper. With clipboards too, if you don't have a clipboard at home, I made a clipboard myself. So it's really simple. I just got a piece of cardboard. You can use a piece of cardboard any size you want. And then I just got a little clip and just put it on here. And this is a great way that you can just take this around with you anywhere that you want. The children can take it with them anywhere they want to go. Now, just a couple of ideas before storage that I really love. Again, going back to play schemas, children love to transport things. So transporting is a play schema that children love to do. And so to kind of encourage that or honor that or give children more opportunities to do that, I really love these pails that I found for putting markers and all sorts of drawing materials in. One, because they just fit in it really nicely, but two, because the children can take them again anywhere they want to. And the drawing materials become really portable and are just a really sweet way of displaying them, I find. So I love those. I also found this at Marshall's, believe it or not. This kind of segmented container, which I think is supposed to, technically I guess it's for a patio. But I really love it again because it's got a nice handle to it. It's galvanized steel, so it's really great to be able to take outside with you as well too, because it's really sturdy and if the ground is wet or whatever, you don't have to worry about that. But it's just a nice way to be able to put some pencils, some markers, some pencil crayons, some nice paper, some envelopes, and it's a great way to, again, be able to take this not only outside, but just anywhere. So I have this here in the studio, but if my little guy wants to draw in the living room or draw in the dining room, we'll just kind of take this, or he'll take this with him, and he'll just take it kind of wherever he wants to draw. So it's a great way to make drawing materials portable as well too, I find. And then my last storage idea that I have for you that I really love are these little carts that I found. And again, I got these on Amazon, and they have little wheels on the bottom there. I don't know if you can see them. I find them the perfect height for children, and my guy is pretty tall as well too for a 2.5-year-old, and it's just the perfect size for him. And I love it because, again, going back to play schemas and children's love for transporting things, especially at a really young age, like toddler age, they can move this wherever they want. So my little guy will take this around the studio, so if he wants to draw in that corner, he might, roll it over to that area of the room. And it's easy to, again, be able to store against the wall, so it's really great just for lots of purposes. It's easy for myself to be able to roll it anywhere that I want to put it to store it at the end of the day, but then it's also really great for kids because they can transport things in it as well too, and again, just move the materials where they want to move them, and it's really quick and really easy. This one in particular I also really love because it's got little hooks on the side here, so I just store the little pails on the side here like that, and then they've got two on the other side here, so I just store these here. And then it's just perfect. You can just take it anywhere. You've got your paper, you've got your drawing materials, you can take it outside, you can wheel it anywhere you want to as well too. So I have about 4 of these in the studio. I've got one that just has paints on them, I've got one that has loose parts, and some that has clay and sculpting materials. So I really love these. Again, I'll share the link for these in the comments below. So that's it. Those are some of my favorite drawing materials for toddlers and preschoolers, some of my favorite papers, some of my favorite storage supplies. Hope you find this helpful. If you did, subscribe to my channel, The Studio by SBS Consulting Services. And if you're an educator and you're looking for more professional learning opportunities, visit my website, again, www.sbsconsulting.ca. We've got lots of great stuff on my website, lots of professional learning opportunities. And stay tuned for more videos to come from my studio. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave me some. If you have questions or things that you'd like to see in new videos, would love to hear your ideas and would love to be able to give you what you need and what you're looking for. So otherwise, thanks guys so much for watching, and hope this was helpful.